Diabeligence. Excellent day, very sweet viewers and listeners. Welcome to our newest vlog, Diabeligence. This is a combination of two words, diab for diabetes and ligens for intelligence. That is why we coined up to Diabeligence. The world is really full of sweet people, sweet foods, and sweet temptations. That is why sweetness already becomes a health deficit. Today, Nurse Noy will learn with you and join you in the quest to have diabeligence. In this vlog, we will be elaborating lifestyle modifications, diet suggestions, liquid reinforcements, physical routines, and above all, simple tips to live and be happy with sweetness. This is holistically called as Diabeligence. This program will be a weekly recorded video presentation that will be released every Sunday. So sit back and relax and join us as we will be proud diabeligent people with great diabeligence. A pleasant day, dear diabeligent listeners. We are on our second episode of Diabeligence, a program that promotes diabetic intelligence. Once again, this is your host, Nurse Noy Gonzaga Jr., a registered nurse, a clinical instructor, a certified caregiver, and a certified health aide, sharing a practical way how to deal with diabetes. Our Diabeligent topic for today will be Diabetaswitch. Again, Diabetaswitch. Believe it or not, dear diabeligent listeners, sometimes we don't need to leave our hobbies and favorite foods just because of diabetes. However, we need to find the right food mix or switches to have a healthy combination. So our vlog for this day will be focused on the switch that needs to happen if we want to have a winning conquest of diabetes. Diabetes is always giving its would-be victim the scare of their lives when they have to step in the confirmatory level of this medical illness, meaning if the test will already reveal that they are already positive for diabetes. However, let us try to correct and innovate some facts in order for diabetic people or pre-diabetic individuals or predisposed population to diabetes to still have a life that is worth enjoying. Let us start with rice. Commonly, we want to eat white rice because of its fragrance and taste. Well, let us be aware that what is creating the taste is actually carbohydrates, and carbohydrates is compounded sugar. Sugar is a no-no to diabetes. Another characteristic of white rice is that it has less fiber and very high retention capacity in the body, thus resulting to weight increase. The retention, of course, is through cholesterol settling in the body. Now, here is the switch. Why not use black rice mixed with brown rice in a 1:1 ratio and then make this as your stable rice instead of white rice? Now, black rice is really high fiber. That is why it increases defecation routines It is also low in calories, and that means very minimal carbohydrates. Added to that is the brown rice. Brown rice is more of protein than carbohydrate contents. That is why it has lesser cholesterol byproducts. So if you combine black rice and brown rice, you get high fiber and high protein diet with low cholesterol and low carbohydrate contents. You also wash out the sugar very fast because of the high fiber connotation of these rice contents. That is the switch that we need to do. So who says no more rice for diabetic? It's a fake news. Now, let us consider bread. Commonly, we want white bread. Well, the logic is, for white bread, it is easily swallowed, and bread alone seems to be very much tasty already. And if you have spread, it's just a bonus. However, let us uncover the reality. In white bread, the carbohydrate content is very high. Added to that is the natural sugar additive of the white loaf bread preparation. Significantly, it can always increase cholesterol buildup in the body. That is why sometimes we do not eat rice, but we substitute it with white bread. Reality is, there is actually no substitution to the byproducts that enters our body. Still the same high cholesterol, high carbohydrates, or compound sugar content. Now, here is the switch. Why not consider whole wheat bread? Whole wheat bread has very minimal sugar content, and it is based on protein and not on carbohydrate components. That is why you are being helped by wheat bread if you will substitute this with white bread. Wheat bread is quite heavy to the stomach, so 1 to 2 slices will be enough as compared to a white bread that we can eat even half the entire loaf. Secondly, we are taking in high protein substances and not carbohydrates that, when it synthesizes in our body, becomes blood glucose, as compared to protein that is well taken and used by our human body, which is in the wheat bread. So there is no need to stop eating bread. We just need to eat the right kind of bread. So get rid of the white loaf now and start storing wheat loaf bread in your closets. At first, this may taste a bit rough, but later you will appreciate the ability of this bread to promote satiety to the consumer. Now let us consider milk. Of course, Filipinos always equate milk to good health. But what we fail to understand is, cow's milk has high carbohydrate contents and embedded sugar components also. That is why recent studies can also connect milk with higher atherosclerosis or plaquing of the blood vessels with cholesterol. Milk today are already sweetened and flavored to have a greater attraction to the consumers. So, it is time to stop drinking milk when you are really drinking casual milk or consumer milk. So the question now is it time to stop drinking milk when you are a confirmed predisposed diabetic or pre-diabetic or confirmed diabetic? Well, let us use our diabeligence or diabetic intelligence. It's time for another switch. Why not switch to milk products such as Glucerna or Diabetasol. Okay, again, Glucerna or Diabetasol. These are milk products that are free from cow's milk, okay, and cow's byproducts, and are enhanced with more protein and less carbohydrates and mechanically sugarless. Believe me, I have tried to taste this just for the reason of content validity. And the taste of diabetasol milk, is just as nice as that of the common milk. If you want to have milk with grain, you can even look for a product called Diabetamil. This is milk with proteinous cereal contents. So there is really no need to leave the world of a milk enthusiast. There is no reality to leaving the world of milk taking when you are already a diabetic individual. Just procure the right milk and switch to that, and you will have a milk that will make you healthier and even greater with a predisposed condition. So, we have already rice, bread, and milk. To complete our food intake, we need viand. Well, almost all of the time in the present era, viand is spelled with frying or the use of oil and lard. So you have chicken adobo, pinakbit, or even the plain string beans. We do an adobo for that. We call that adobong balatong. Now, do we have to say goodbye to our chicken, our vegetables, or beans? Well, the answer is no. We just need to have the big switch again. Again, switch. Let us switch to cooking methods that do not use oil. Well, because the culprit here is really oil. Oil and carbohydrates are just relatives. They are both compounded sugars. So we can still eat chicken. Now cook chicken in a sauté vegetable method. You will have a lot of liquid and the sabaw will be very nice. Now you don't have oil and you don't need oil for sauté. How about pinakbit? Well, you can still use all the ingredients in the pinakbit if you will use that in a plain boiled vegetable preparation. In the dialect, we call it as laswa. Now you don't need oil, but still all the vegetable can be used and dined well. Lastly, the beans. Well, like mungo or white beans or even string beans, we can cook this in a boiling water and add some salt, and then this can soothe our need for a viand plus vegetable. Not really a big problem. Did you see that? We just need to know the right switch, but still we can eat what we usually eat for our viand. Lastly, we will have our dessert. Often we will get ice cream or chilled popsicles to be used as our desserts. Well, not alien to us. These can be great sources of sugar, and not only sugar, but excess sugar that can really spurt the blood glucose level. So, is it then right to say goodbye ice cream and goodbye chilled delicacies? Well, of course, the answer is a big no. We just need a switch. Instead of buying ice candy which has high sugar, or shall we say ice cream which is sugar-based also, or popsicle sticks which is very sweet and obviously sugar-coated, why not spare a little time? Buy ice candy wrapper, or in the dialect, a go-go wrapper. And then blend natural and raw pineapple without additives, even water. So that is pineapple alone without water. After blending the pineapple and getting the juice, okay? The juice that is being extracted from the raw pineapple will be placed at the ice candy or in the ice candy wrapper, and you will tie it and have it iced. Remember, there was no sugar, no flavoring, no additive, only plain pineapple shredded and blended. After it will be thoroughly chilled, your raw pineapple will already become a pineapple ice candy and is ready to be utilized or to be taken in as your dessert. Yes, that's very nice, and it was a very effective switch. So from a diet of white rice, plain white loaf bread, fried chicken, pinakbit, milk, and a commercial ice cream for dessert, you can now have a switch diet, and this will be composed of black and brown rice combined, chicken enjoined in plain sautéed vegetable or laswa, then 1 to 2 pieces of whole wheat loaf bread, diabetasol 1 glass of milk, and raw and natural pineapple ice candy. Well, what can you say? Did we really need to eliminate some of the things that we really want to enjoy just because of a diabetic condition? Well, let us use our Diabeligence. And let us be Diabeligent persons who will still have an enjoyable life because we did the Diabetaswitch. I hope you have learned something from our Diabeligence vlog. It is always the aim of this program to educate people to be intelligent in the presence of diabetes. That is why we call them Diabeligent people with great Diabeligence. So until the next episode of Diabeligence, please stay tuned and support our advocacies to help our diabetic, pre-diabetic, and predisposed diabetic brothers and sisters in the community. Don't forget to click the subscribe button below this video. By doing that, you are helping the content provider Nurse Noy reach more people and educating them about Diabeligence. Okay? God bless and see you again in the next episode of Diabeligence.